If you are invited to a get-together of some sort and you have no idea what to bring, this video is for you. Today I am sharing the perfect potluck pleasers that are great for a crowd. We don't just have main dish, we have side dishes, we have a dessert. These are things that are always on my mind when I am going to an event, whether it's a church event or someone's house and they ask you to bring something. These are my go-tos. So come along with me today as I share several recipes with you that would be perfect to take to the next event that you go to or one that you're hosting. They're all crowd pleasers and there won't be any left. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy and this is Mandy in the Making. I would like to thank Thrive Market for sponsoring a portion of today's video. I will tell you a little bit more about them later. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video if you would like kind of a life update. I've been having some things going on behind the scenes that some of you know about because you've seen my community posts, but some of you don't. We'll talk about it at the end of the video though, so just wanted to give you that heads up. For our first dinner that is perfect for potluck, we're gonna do Pollo Loco. I always wanna say Pollo Loco, but no, that's not right. Pollo Loco. Now, when I'm making it just for my small family. However, I've heard from so many of you that this particular recipe is a crowd pleaser. Everyone loves it and you make it over and over again, and I have to agree. So if you're making it for a larger crowd, just increase the amount, but this one is delicious and so easy. Let's make some crazy chicken, y'all. Look, we kind of match.
We do kind of match.
Oh, ain't we cute? He loves his mama. You hungry? We're gonna eat. I had to buy something for this recipe that I'm pretty sure I've never bought before. Everyone gasps. I know it's like an all-purpose seasoning. My friend Tabby was telling me she uses it in spaghetti. She uses it in everything. This was the only size that my grocery store had. It has 312 servings. I thought, oh my gosh, this is gonna go bad before I can use it all. No, it's not. It doesn't expire until 2028. We good. We good. Okay, so I pat my chicken dry. This is about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of chicken breast. I cut it up into bite-sized pieces. You want to kind of pat it dry. And then we're only going to use about 1 teaspoon of this seasoning. It says to kind of rub it in really well. I don't know. We'll just kind of, we're just going to go with it, y'all. We only need about 1 teaspoon. I'm going to do about half a teaspoon on this side. I'm just going to go with it. And then just so that we can kind of coat both sides. Let me wash my hands. Now let's coat the other side with the other half a teaspoon. Very easy. Let's move over to our stovetop. Okay, so I've got a large pot here heating to about medium high. I have a couple of teaspoons of olive oil in there, letting that heat up. If you don't have a large pot like this, as long as you use a large skillet with deep sides, and as long as it has a lid, you're good to go. I'm gonna take our chicken and add it here. Oh yeah, we got a little sizzle going on. I will kind of pat it all out into one layer here in just a second. Okay, we've got it in one layer. We're gonna let it cook on this side for about 3 minutes and then I will turn them over. All right, let's turn these over as best as we can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoop. I mean, that's pretty good. Just call me Chef Steven. I think he would be impressed. Okay, this is almost done. I wanted to show you what we're gonna do next. We're gonna be adding in this entire package. This is a 10-ounce package of the, I guess this is Vigo saffron yellow rice. So we're gonna add that whole thing in. We're also, it calls for a tomato bouillon cube. I have the powder. So 1 tablespoon of powder is equal to 1 cube. I believe these are done. I mean, honestly, they're gonna finish cooking with everything else because all of this is going into one pot. So I think we're good. So let's move on. This was rice, not cheese. Rice, not cheese. Ma'am. Lou. Okay, let's add in this entire package of rice. Then you want your bouillon, 1 tablespoon. Oh, you know what? That was only half a tablespoon measure. I didn't realize that. Let me do another one of those. I didn't think that looked like a tablespoon when I was putting it in there. Okay. And then lastly, we're gonna add in 2.5 cups of water. Now we just need to stir this around. It says to bring it to a boil, so I will give it just a couple of minutes and it should start bubbling for us. This is a very, very simple dinner. I'm hoping that it's tasty. Lou, what's your dill pickle? I don't have anything for you right now. Give me a minute, okay? Okay, it's been a couple of minutes. We are up to a boil, so I'm going to reduce our heat to probably about medium low, and we'll give it one more good stir. And we're gonna pop the lid on this and we're gonna cook it for at least 20 minutes. A big thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Thrive Market has been a sponsor of my channel for several years now, and we are loyal Thrive Market members. And by member, I mean that we are a member of their online-based grocery store, and they are on a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everyone. When I say affordable, I mean they have great prices on the best organic products out there. And if you find a lower price elsewhere, they do price match. So we order a lot of snacks from here, better for you snacks. The number one snack being beef sticks. Steven saw that we got Thrive Market today, and that was the first thing he said. There better be beef sticks in there. But they have so much more than just snacks. They have pantry staples, they have cleaning products, beauty products, all kinds of stuff. And I love that I go online, I place my order. Once my order hits that $49 mark, I know that my order is gonna ship for free. I love how quickly Thrive Market ships me my order. So within just a few days of me placing the order, it is here on my front doorstep. So I'm not waiting around for a long time. It is here so quickly. So I placed that order in plenty of time, knowing that I'll give it 2 or 3 days. It'll be here at my door, and then I'll have it for when I need it. I love, love, love these white cheddar cheese balls from Pipcorn. They are so good, and a much better version of some that you can find in the grocery store that are not so good for you. Pantry staple that is a must is their tomato paste, and it's in the tube. I really love that because a lot of times you only need a tiny little bit of tomato paste and you don't want to open up a whole can. So I love that this one I can get from Thrive Market, and I just keep it in my fridge after I open it. So I mentioned that you get the best prices on organic products. Look, a lot of times when I go to the grocery store, they are lacking in their choices of organic products. So I don't have to worry about that. I just go online and find all of the best on Thrive Market. This is something new to me this time. I love that I can shop on their website guilt-free because they ban so many bad for you ingredients. It's crazy. So I know anything that I'm getting from Thrive Market gets their seal of approval. I have a sweet tooth and I'm really trying to back off of that. So I found these. I'm hoping I like them. I'm sure I will. One of Steven's favorite snacks, or kind of like drinks that he loves, 0 calorie, are these Waterloos, and you can get them from Thrive Market, which is great. So I highly encourage you just to go check them out. Use my link below. It's just thrivemarket.com/mandyinthemaking. And when you join today, you're gonna save 30% on your first order. These prices are already amazing. I saved almost $70 on this order alone, but you're gonna save an additional 30% on your first order when you join today, and you're gonna get a free gift worth up to $60. So go check them out today. You'll be so happy that you did, and make some healthier swaps for you and your family. You deserve it. It has been 20 minutes. Let's take a look at this and see how our rice is doing. It could take a little bit longer, but we're gonna check on it. I think our rice is done, which means it's time for queso. Oh my gosh, it smells.
I gotta get a whiff.
Come over here and get a whiff of that before we add my queso to it.
Oh my goodness.
So it says we need 3 ounces of queso cheese. You don't want to get the shelf stable kind. You want to get the kind that's in the refrigerator. This is a 16-ounce thing. So I'm going to kind of spoon out what I think is the amount. I mean, you just go with whatever your little heart desires. You know what I'm saying? We're also going to be adding in a little bit of milk, just a couple of tablespoons, I guess, just to help with creaminess. Cole is freaking out that I'm about to add some milk.
Don't put the milk in.
Cole, it's just like a couple tablespoons. It's not that big a deal. 1, 2. Now we're just gonna stir all of this together and let that cheese melt all the way through. That milk just adds a little bit of creaminess, bud.
We'll see about that.
We'll see about your face. Okay, I made Steven wait because I was gonna take a picture, and this guy could not wait. And what are you saying?
It's amazing.
He said there's more in there, right? Okay, you ready?
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
Crazy chicken.
Yeah, it's crazy chicken.
Pollo Loco.
That's right.
Wow. That's really good.
I mean, it barely has any ingredients in it, so it's crazy to me that y'all are so crazy over it.
Definitely a...
Okay,
Yeah,
2 thumbs.
We got a 2 thumb upper.
Well, we brought some Cholula in here too if you wanted to add it to it.
We don't need none.
Oh, it don't need nothing.
You don't need to doctor this none.
Okay, I love your English. It's great. I can just see my mama cringing as we talk. My mom was an English teacher for many years, y'all. All right, I'm gonna dig in. I can't stand it. I gotta dig in. Say what you just said.
I said if you wanted to leap tall buildings in a single bound, Maybe put a little bit of cilantro on there, a little bit of,
Onion?
some fresh onion, maybe some fresh jalapeno. But
He's going back, folks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's got some salsa on there right now, which has some of that in there.
Right.
This is really good. Do yourself a favor and make this.
This might be in the top 5 next time.
Yeah, definitely.
I cannot believe how much flavor there is to this with so little ingredients. Is there any left for us?
Oh, yeah, there's some more.
Okay.
You better hurry up, though.
You better hurry up. That second bowl gone. Y'all gotta make it. Just hit pause. Go add all these ingredients to your grocery list and thank me later. If you don't know what to make and you need to bring a dinner item to a potluck or to a party, bring Tabby's lasagna. Everyone loves lasagna, and y'all, this lasagna is the best lasagna I've ever had at home. And it beats some of the ones I've had in restaurants too. My mama and daddy make this all the time. Mama will say, you know what we're having for dinner tonight? We're having Tabby's lasagna. It's so good. Everyone loves it. You gotta try it. Also, little plug, this is the Tabby that it came from. Tabby is my friend. She has a YouTube channel, so go check her out. Don't tell Steven. It's gonna be okay, I promise. Well, I can't promise, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be okay. Just shh. We're gonna get started by preheating our oven to 375. We need to brown a pound of ground beef. You can do half ground beef and half Italian sausage if you have that on hand. And she just used onion powder in hers, but I'm just gonna use an onion just because I have it on hand, and that's really easy to do. So let's brown this along with some onion. I'm gonna season the meat with a little bit of Auntie Nano's Everything seasoning. Tabby used garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of Italian seasoning. I'll also add in some Italian seasoning too. While this continues to brown, we're gonna go get started on another part of the lasagna. We're gonna be using this type of cheese. Now, I did want to tell you, Tabby said that everyone who has tried her lasagna absolutely loves it, even the pickiest of picky eaters. I'm gonna start out with about 4 or 5 spoonfuls of this. I might end up using this whole thing, we'll see. Now here comes the interesting part. We're gonna whisk it with a little bit of chicken broth. She said just trust the process. And I trust her. So we're just gonna go with it. So let's start mixing this together. It's gonna take a little while. Okay, our ground beef is done. I'm going to get some of the excess grease off of here. I got most of the grease off. We're gonna add in a jar of pasta sauce. I think she used Bertolli. I'm just using what I have on hand, which is the Rayo's. And then I'm gonna add just a little bit of water to the jar and shake it up and add that in. There we go, that gets all of our pasta sauce out. And I'm just going to mix all of this together, let it hang out on low for a few minutes while I finish up my cheese layer over there, combining that. Okay, I'm gonna start adding in some of the seasonings. We need some garlic powder. We're gonna add a little more Italian seasoning to this as well. I think I'm doing this right. Tabby, if you're yelling at the screen right now, sorry about that. We're also gonna add just a little bit of this Parmesan cheese. Let's stir all of that around. That seems about like the right consistency. Now let's just start putting it all together. To get started, I'm gonna grab some of our spaghetti sauce and put it on the bottom. This is not a 9x13. It's like a step down, maybe an 11x7. We're gonna be using these oven-ready lasagna noodles just because you don't have to boil them and deal with them beforehand. You can just put them straight into the casserole dish. Now we're gonna go in with our cheese mixture and try and spread that as evenly as we can. So I just went back and watched her Marco Polo. I added just a little more chicken broth to this because I feel like this was a little too thick. And at this point, she just went on in with her spaghetti sauce, but she said you could also go in with some mozzarella cheese if you wanted to. I love this creamy melt, and my store only had the Italian, which has mozzarella in it, but it also has Parmesan. So y'all know we love cheese. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of this cheese here before I add in my layer of spaghetti sauce. Okay, and now we just repeat these layers. A little more cheese, and Gracie is very aware of that. I'll get you, I promise. Give me a minute. And some more spaghetti sauce.
What's that? That's all right.
Nope, exit out of the room, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Out. Can't keep nothing from him. Of course he has to come in here and ruin it. Can't keep his face out of the food. Okay, and to finish up, we are just going to add this cheese all over the top. Gracie Lou, can you get down, please? Ma'am, get back. I'm gonna give you some. And I had more of the Parmesan here ready. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit of Parmesan here on top. Now we're gonna cover this with aluminum foil. I did spray my foil first with some nonstick spray so that the cheese doesn't stick to it. And this is going in the oven at 375 for 1 hour with the foil on, and then we'll take the foil off and let it sit in there for another 10 minutes. This just came out of the oven. We're gonna give it 5 to 10 minutes before we cut into it. This looks and smells amazing. Let's talk about it. First of all, oh, fix the hair, fix the hair. Let's talk about it. He came into the kitchen while I was making it.
I saw what you were doing.
And he said, "Is that sour cream?" Like hoping. I said, "No, get out of here." So he's aware of what's in it.
It's good. It is really good. The cream cheese, really creamy, but because of the seasonings you got in there,
Yeah.
it doesn't have that musty
Okay.
taste to
So
it.
I also mixed the cream cheese with chicken broth.
Really?
Really?
It's got a really rich garlicky flavor.
Yeah, I added a lot of garlic to it.
I like the texture of it better than the ricotta cheese. It's got like a really creamy
Yeah.
texture
Smooth.
to it.
Yeah.
Yes, very smooth.
Yeah.
That's a good way of explaining it.
Okay.
It's very smooth, lots of flavor. You cannot tell that it's cream cheese.
Okay. Tabby, you weren't wrong. We love it.
It's a grand slam.
It is.
I love the way the cheese caramelizes on top.
Yeah.
Little
It's so
extra
good.
texture to the cheese there.
Right.
That's really good.
It is really good. Thank you, Tabby. I'm so glad that you showed me how to make this and that we gave it a try and that someone approves, even though it has cream cheese in it. It's a new day over here. Baked bean casserole. This is good all year round, but especially in the summer if you're going to a potluck or around football season. Every time I take this to church, which is pretty often, I've taken it several times, it is gone within a matter of minutes, maybe even seconds. Everyone adores this recipe. It is so hearty and meaty. It could be a side dish, but really it can kind of stand alone on its own too because it's got ground beef in it. You'll see, but it's so delicious. Okay, so we've got 1.5 pounds of ground beef starting to brown. Now we need to add in 1 small onion that I've diced, as well as 1 green pepper that's been diced. So this is pretty much finished up. I need to drain the grease off, so I'll be right back. Okay, the drain has been greased off. I'm not thinking today. The grease has been drained off. We're gonna add in 2 cans of pork and beans. Now I've got 1/2 cup each of ketchup and barbecue sauce in here. So let's add that in. A couple of tablespoons of spicy brown mustard, a couple of tablespoons of the Dub sauce, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Let's mix all of that together. Okay, we're just gonna let this simmer for 5 minutes, and then we will transfer it to a casserole dish before it goes in the oven. Let's preheat our oven to 350. It's been about 5 minutes. We're gonna transfer it over to this 9 by 13 baking dish. This is Caraway. It is very nonstick, but if you don't have something super nonstick, make sure you grease it first. I have to tell you, I make this just about every time we have a big picnic at church, and so many people love it. It's always gone really quickly. This is definitely a crowd pleaser. I've made this, I don't know, 15, 20 times in the last few years. It really is kind of my go-to. At this point, you're going to put 6 to 8 slices of bacon that you have already cooked, crumbled all over the top. I, in a hurry this morning, forgot to cook my bacon before I did this, so I'm gonna go cook my bacon now, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this in the oven. So you'll put your bacon on top, cover it with aluminum foil, stick it in the oven at 350 for 45 minutes. So doing what I should have done in the first place, but I've got 6 slices of bacon on here. I just cut them in half, and we're just gonna cook these on my griddle. And then once they're done, we'll crumble them and put them on top of the casserole. I just grabbed this out of the oven. We have 27 minutes left, but let's put our bacon on top. Get our aluminum foil back on and put this back in the oven. Do as I say, not as I do. You ever heard that one before? I'm sure you have, but it definitely applies to this instance. Okay, it's been 45 minutes. Now we need to take this off the top and let it bake for another 10 minutes or so. If you're looking for a casserole to make that pretty much everyone is gonna love, you need to try this one. This is called a smoked cheesy chicken and potato casserole. It's a mouthful, but you'll also want to have your mouth full of this because it's so good. To get started, we're gonna preheat the oven to 375. The recipe calls for smoked cheddar. I love how she typed it out for me. She said 1.5 cups of shredded smoked cheddar cheese and a sprinkle for Gracie. Gracie is very aware that there is cheese up here. It smells super, super smoky. I'm scared it might upset her stomach, so I went to the fridge and just got her some regular cheddar cheese. Say thank you, Courtney. Okay, we're just gonna combine everything in this large bowl. I have 1 can of cream of chicken soup with herbs. We are gonna add in our cheese. You need 1.5 cups of smoked cheddar. And I'm gonna use half of this container of sour cream. You need 8 ounces. So let's go ahead and stir that up before we add in our chicken and our potatoes. Now she said you need 1 pound of smoked or roasted chicken. I am just using a whole rotisserie chicken that I had on hand in the freezer, so I just thawed it out. And then I have already thawed these potatoes O'Brien. So this is the hash browns with the peppers and onions. She said you need a 20-ounce package. Mine is a 28-ounce package, so I'm not gonna use the entire thing. Okay, let's give this a good stir. Okay. I've got this 9x13 dish. I'm gonna spray it with some olive oil, and we are just going to dump this mixture right in. Now for possibly the best part. I'm going to pop 1 tablespoon of butter into the microwave and melt it. And while that is melting, I'm gonna pour these into a Ziploc bag. Well, you know what? I may just crush them all here, but we just need to crush these croutons. Okay, she said you need 1 cup of croutons. I'm just gonna use this whole bag. Okay, let's pour our melted butter on top of our croutons and just stir it together. And then this is the topping for our casserole. I'm just gonna sprinkle this all over the top. And this is going in a 375-degree oven for 40 to 50 minutes, just until it's heated through.
I'm excited.
He has
This looks
no idea.
delicious.
Yeah,
Look
he
at this.
has no idea what this is.
That's really good. Definitely get a smoky flavor. That's like creamy. I love this. Like really, it's like comfort food. I thought there were bacon in there for a second because of the smoky flavor.
Yeah, yeah. Bacon wouldn't be a bad addition, though. I mean, all right. So we like.
Oh yeah.
Lastly, if you were looking to take a dessert, might I recommend this particular one? This came from a subscriber, and it was a subby supper a while back. I've made it numerous times for people when they come over here. I've taken it to church. It's always gone in a matter of minutes, and people cannot get enough, and they're asking, who made this? It is so easy, y'all. It is so easy. You know I'm not a baker, so for me to be able to make this over and over again, because there's no baking involved. None. You'll see. This is a strawberry shortcake dessert. Comes together in a matter of minutes. It's delicious. What I'm doing now is unwrapping this 8 ounces of cream cheese. It needs to be softened, so I'm gonna stick it on a plate and put it in the microwave really quickly. Okay, I have a button on my microwave that says soften cream cheese, and it works wonderfully, so let's do that. Okay, and the first thing you're gonna do is take your angel food cake, whether you made it or the store made it, and you're gonna tear it into pieces and put it in a 9x13 pan. That looks pretty good. Let me wash my hands. She said to use a quart of strawberries. We're just gonna slice them into this bowl here. These are not the best strawberries. I did not have time to go to one of the nearest farms, strawberry farms, and get some, so I got these from the grocery store, and these are fine any other time of year, but when it's strawberry season, I much prefer going and getting really fresh ones from the strawberry farms because they aren't as white on the inside. They're like red all the way through. So much sweeter. But it's gonna be okay, and you'll see why. Now we're gonna add a can of strawberry pie filling. Be quiet. The microwave is fussing at me. So let's just add this in here, and we're just gonna mix it all to combine it. She did say if you wanted to put a little sugar on your strawberries, you can, but I knew there was plenty of sugar in this pie filling, so I didn't add that, but you can if you would like. Okay, let's just mix all of that together. I like how we are mixing the fresh with the canned. That's really cool. Next, I've got this small bowl here. We're gonna add our softened cream cheese, and we're gonna mix this until it's good and creamy before we add in some powdered sugar. Now I have 1 cup of powdered sugar. I'm gonna add that in, and we're gonna beat that together until it's creamy. Beautiful. Now let's start to layer all of this. So we have our layer of angel food cake. On top of that goes our strawberry layer. Stephen is gonna love this. I mean, who am I kidding? I am too, but. Now we're gonna take that cream cheese mixture and we're gonna put this on top of the strawberry layer. So I don't know how perfect this is gonna be. I'm just gonna do little dollops of it everywhere and then kind of try and spread it out. But we are gonna be covering this with Cool Whip here in a minute, so it doesn't have to be that pretty. At least I don't think it does. Oh, I found some powdered sugar that's still on the bottom. Mix that in. Let me see if I can spread that out just a little bit. Now I have 8 ounces of whipped topping. It has thawed for over a day in the refrigerator. And then we are gonna have some yummy dessert.
Strawberry something. Cake.
It's your favorite.
It is my favorite.
Yeah.
Angelic strawberry shortcake. Delicious.
Yeah.
Light. A little bit of that whipped cream frothiness in there.
It's also got cream cheese.
What you been doing to my shortcake?
Whatever. You like cream cheese and dessert. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It's fantastic. Sweet, but not too sweet, because I don't like the overpowering sugar taste.
So, this is a subby sweet. This is from Sheila. So
Sheila did a fantastic job.
I'm excited. I'll have to make this for a church get-together. We have a lot of church get-togethers in the summer. So I think this would be the perfect thing to take.
Strawberries are on point, and there's some kind of little something other in there.
Is it the cream cheese?
I don't know if it's cream. I guess it's just that
It's the strawberry pie filling.
strawberry pie filling.
Yeah. So it's got fresh strawberries and the strawberry pie filling together. Yeah, he's happy. Thank you, Sheila, for sharing this one with us.
Yes, thank you. This is probably the best strawberry shortcake I ever had.
He is so
Whatever
happy.
you want to call it.
Right. He's so happy.
I love it. I mean, it's gone.
There's plenty more in there. It's so good. I love the mixture of the fresh strawberries with the strawberry pie filling. That's perfect. And then that powdered sugar and cream cheese layer adds just that extra creamy, sugary sweetness there. It is so good. As promised, I thought I would go over really quickly kind of what's been going on with me behind the scenes. I have been struggling with vertigo for the past 4 days now, and it has been crippling. I've had vertigo before. It's been in small bouts, but now, this time, it has been absolutely awful. I have been in the bed for days. I'm doing much better now. I've now been to my chiropractor. I've done it all. So I'm getting there. I'm on the mend, but I'm not quite 100% yet. But I just wanted to let you know kind of what I'm dealing with here behind the scenes. So I missed a video on Tuesday. We didn't have one because I couldn't film. I was sick, but I love to work. I love to film. I love hanging out with you guys on YouTube. So I'm trying to get back to it as quickly as possible without overdoing it, of course. I hear that vertigo is pretty common in ladies in their 40s, kind of going into that hormonal time that we won't discuss. So I'm not looking forward to this happening again and again, but I'm hoping that it doesn't. If you've ever dealt with vertigo before, I'm so sorry. It is so awful. And I just pray that you are able to get some relief and that you found what works for you. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. But that was our little update. Now to kind of just close out the video, let me know which of these recipes you plan on trying, if you've ever had any of these before, and or if you want to share your favorite recipe for a potluck dinner. Leave that below. Don't forget to check out Thrive Market. You can just go to thrivemarket.com/mandyinthemaking, and when you become a member today, you're going to save 30% on your first order, plus you're going to get a free gift, and those free gifts are worth up to $60, and they're so good. We are a Thrive Market family, and I think you would love them too. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for those of you who have been praying for me during this time. I really have felt the prayers and I have appreciated them so much. This community has become family for us, and we love you so, so much, and we will see you next time. Bye, y'all.